On today's show, we interview Ninon DeVere de Rosa.
And she is going to be the next great TV talk show host.
Not only can she do a great interview, she is a great interview.
So sit back and enjoy. Scott's going to be running the show board, and Steve, me, fidgets like a kid in a candy store.
I know you were excited, but you just need to stop moving all around and banging into your microphone.
I know, I'm sorry. But it's a great interview because Ninon is one of the most positive people we have met, and we look forward to her success in the world of TV. Check out her links below. Ninon is a very special person that lives here in Las Vegas. Another reason that I am very happy and proud to live here in Vegas and to know people like this and to know people like this that exist. As you know, we do a lot of positive things and we talk about our genuine positivity, and Ninon is one of those people.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Hello, Ninon. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, Steve and Scott. How are you both?
Peachy.
Well, I'm doing well. You doing good, Scott?
Just a little wind blown. We've got windstorms today.
And we have a little wind outside, and when it gets windy in Vegas, well, it really gets windy.
Oh, yes. The only difference is I have 34 degrees versus your 60-some-odd degrees.
I know, we're a little warmer.
Yeah, just a little. That's why I've got the wind blown look today. It's a little rough out there.
You. Well, I don't know you any other way, so.
That's right. That's right. It's first time meet. Pleasure,
right.
By the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Ninon has done quite a few things in her life. Currently, she has a talk show that she does every Tuesday at the Pepper Mill at 1 o'clock. You can actually go down there and watch if you would like. I've seen invitations to go in there. Yes. Is there enough room for everybody to come in and see?
Well, it's actually in the Pepper Mill Lounge. And as you know, the Pepper Mill Lounge is it's been there since 1972. One of the greatest places. I think everybody offers. In fact, our booth that we shoot out of is the Elvis Presley booth. He used to come in the back door, and this used to be his booth where he would sit. So I've taken his place over.
I truly love the look of that too. Your guests always look comfortable there. Well, except for the ones that are scared to death.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. It's a very lovely environment, and we've been there 2.5 years. They put up with us for 2.5 years. Actually, they like us there, I think. And but it's very exciting to actually promote the industry in Las Vegas.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to my visit.
Oh, good. Well, we'll have to have you on the show when you come in. So make sure you come in on a Tuesday.
A Tuesday?
Yeah,
it could possibly be your age.
we go between 1 and 3 o'clock every Tuesday.
Perfect. I did not catch that when I was watching that. I realized that it seemed like they were coming like sets of 3 or 4, but I had not.
Well, because I can't have people walking on and off the set, so I interview each one individually, which is actually better because I get to interview more people, which I like.
Yeah, we've done a little bit of research on you, Ninon, and your career is pretty impressive. I mean, you started out at a very early age, and in the UK. I did. And one of the things that intrigued me was there was a quote in there about how you did work underwater.
It's all coming out, huh?
Yeah. What was that about?
Well, that was an underwater swimming act I had. And this guy, Charlie Hedges, he was a Russian producer, and of all the people in London, he chose me to do the underwater swimming act for him. And I knew nothing about underwater swimming. He had to totally teach me. But when I went for the audition, and I came out after the audition, I had this hairpiece on, and I had everything going, and I looked like I'd never touched the water, and I think that's what intrigued him.
See, and here, I was anticipating to find out you were a mermaid.
Yeah, I was a mermaid. Yes, I actually was a mermaid. But the thing is, I don't know if, I'm sure your audience and you will know what a narghili is. This was a narghili, which is a thing with a lot of smoke out of it. It's a Middle Eastern way of smoking. And it was 4.5 feet by 4.5 feet, but it was kind of oval, so it was not that big, and it was 5'6". And so my head was half out of it. So when I started the act, I had to sort of cool down, and then I just had to continue. And it had a very small top to it where I would come around and I would grab the air. And if I didn't grab any air, I had to continue. It was fascinating.
Well,
That was
if
a
not,
big, by the way.
I would have loved to have seen that. Is that been videotaped somewhere?
Unfortunately, I wasn't aware of taking stuff of me. I just didn't do that. I was there for 2 years, and I wasn't aware of taking, photographs or videos at that time because I was just, I'd rather be like that in my life. I don't. Now, of course, it's all video and all photographs of everybody wants it, but before it was not that type of thing. Taking stuff for me, I didn't do that.
And then one of the other things I found out in my research on you is that you were actually friends with Bob Hope.
Yes, I was actually. No, I wasn't the greatest friend, but I was one of his friends, and of course his wife. And yes, actually, we had a House Air Institute gala, and I was actually escorting and helping Bob Hope a lot. I also honored Bob Hope I founded the Hal Roach Awards for Loyola Marymount University. So I was the founder and my husband. But I did all the work. Husband sat back and took all the gratitude, but that's okay. And we honored all these very important people, and Bob Hope was one of them. And he was just so fabulous to honor, such a gracious man, and I didn't know, but just amazing. A very natural, giving man.
Very good.
Yes, I had the opportunity.
That I've noticed on your show in that is you're able to get all types of people for interviews,
Yes.
from stars to people who are into philanthropy to who are your favorite people to interview?
My favorite people are actually the music industry. I like to, I like to help them. I've known the industry for many, many years. Actually, my stepdaughter, Timmy Rosa, is a writer of music. She wrote music, and that's actually one of her greatest things she loves. And she also was married to David Kirschenbaum. And then also L.B. Shaw was a very good friend of mine, so I got to know a lot of that industry, which was the kind of the R&B and everything else. And it's funny, but in this town in Vegas, I seem to have caught on as the woman, which I want to make it national, so we're going to say that out. I'd like this to be a national show I have, and the reason being is because I introduced a lot of the bands that are kind of, they may be a little bit older, or they're still trying to struggle, but that they've got to a place that they're not big enough to go onto the big shows, but they're big enough to come on my show. So I'm able to give them that platform and that opportunity to, and sometimes I just turn around and say to them, I said, you're going to rap for me, you're going to sing, you're going to play something for me. And lo and behold, they do. And so this gives them a great opportunity to actually get them known on internet TV, because that's where we are, and to a lot of people. We get a lot of people on Facebook, tremendous amount. It's a weekly count. So they get a lot of exposure. So they really, I just love to help them. And then, of course, my children's show I have.
Right. So, yeah, I saw that you have a children's show where you put it up for the youth to be able to be on TV. So tell us a little about that.
I started that a long time. Well, my first show was October 1996. And I think I was more nervous than the kids. But I started out with children they were from 3 years old was the youngest, to 12. So that range was it was not the right range. Anyway, but one little girl, she looked at me, and she was, while I was interviewing them, and she looked at me, she said, I think it's because of me that my mother and father got divorced. And I looked at her and I thought, wow, I have a show. Because I thought, if this is coming out, and she was about 5 or 6 years old, and this is what she felt, the world should know, because it's obviously not her fault.
Right.
But that's what she felt as a young kid, and it was just so. Oops, I've got lost one of my. I'm just detached. I'm going to detach myself again. But it was, and after that, I did about, I think it was 400 shows. I did it for 16 years. And I won 110 awards, and I'm still getting awards, but I don't know why, but people keep sending me awards for something I've done.
Well, I noticed you've got a great collection behind you.
Yeah, well, so you can see in the back of the shot with Ninon that we have the awards, or some of the awards, in the background. And what are some of those awards for?
Well, they were actually, the majority of them were for the Voices of Tomorrow, which is what the name of the show was for the younger generation. And and I kept getting all these. I got 2 awards from President Bush. I got all the council people from Los Angeles. I think I have. I'm not sure, but I have a lot of them from all over the place. But also, I got a lot of them for myself for the personal things that I've done in this world that I really just kind of did, and I didn't do them for any reason, but because to do them. Maybe that was my calling. I don't know what my calling is yet. I haven't found out. I'm still working on it.
Well, that's one of the things that Scott and I like to do is we like to bring positive people onto our show. Our show is 100% positive. One of the comments that we make is we're not going to talk about the news. If you want to be depressed,
oh no, I'm positive.
Go be on the news.
I swear.
That's right.
I'm this positive.
and that's one of the things that we've enjoyed on watching your show is the fact that your show talks about positive things, about how people have overcome things in their life to be successful. The fact that you are successful on being positive. One of the things that I've been told as a manager is my positivity is a weakness. And I'm trying to prove that that's not.
You don't have to prove anything. You just have to be it.
Yep. And that's
I actually teach it. I actually teach people. In fact, I would just even say a stranger, I say, well, why take that? I was on a set yesterday. I was doing a movie yesterday. And there was a lot of stuff going on. And I just said, just let it go. Don't look at the positive side. We're making a movie. Look at the positive side, not the negative side. And it was very hard for me because I'm just that positive person. But yes, I did a show for the, when I was doing my Voices of Tomorrow, I was able to take my cameras into juvenile hall. And that is red taped. But I persuaded them that I would be very honest and I would be very good. And I said, I will not release any tape or anything unless you give me the okay. And that's what I did. And I kind of sort of, they liked me and I did the right thing. But my whole point of doing that was to let people know that these children are anywhere, they're very young, from 11 years old up to 18. When they reach 18, and a lot of them are 17 and they've got another 4 or 5 years to go, at 18, they go into the big guys or the big girls. And when you see these little souls that we have let down, and I'm saying we, as an older generation, anybody over 18 cannot take care of these kids, we are doing something wrong. And there's a waiting line for juvenile hall to get in. Hello?
Yeah, and we appreciate that. One of the things that Scott and I have talked about on our show is the fact that, people don't take the time to just pay it forward by one person. Because if you just pay it forward by one person, that's all that matters.
Yeah, just one. Just do something nice for one person. It's not asking much.
Yeah, and that's why we like your show. We support your show.
Thank you.
We're gonna get all of our listeners to watch your show also because that's what we want to promote. We want to promote genuine positivity.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, keep going. Hey, Scott, I'm looking at the smile on your face. I love it. Yes,
I like the smile.
So you brought it up, and I'm glad you did because I wanted to get to it. But you want to take your show to a national platform.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
I would love for to have a woman be a leader right now in a talk show host ability. All the shows in the afternoon, they're woman driven, but it's a group of women. I want that one woman to be that one leader.
I'm your one woman.
Kind of like a Jimmy Fallon or a Jimmy.
I'm a one woman. They call me. A lot of people call me Barbara Waters, which is the greatest compliment they given. That was a very successful woman.
Oh yes.
For what she did, and also Joan Rivers because I have a little bit of a sense of humor, and so I've got not purposely.
Yes, but it's definitely British humor.
Oh, it's definitely British because it can be cut off at any time.
Which is always good.
Yeah, but funny you should say that. I've just put something together last week on this, and I've got it on my computer that something came up here.
What it is?
There's a white line. Oh, it's gone. A white line came up. I don't know what it was.
Did you see that, Scott?
No, I did not. Okay. Although I'm curious if you're going to come back into the video or not.
Did you say yes?
He said, "Are you coming back into the video?"
Okay. I'm trying to...
There you are. Yeah.
He's back in again. He wasn't in. We lost him.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, we can't lose you.
Yeah. I was working on something to get rid of the.
Yeah, I noticed that, but we're already up, at 15 minutes, so I wanted to. Yeah. You got back in here.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, I just put this out that there's Jimmy Fallon and there's Kimmy and all these people. And there is no woman on a late night show. I know I can carry it. I know I can do it. So I have no problem in that direction at all. So I want to see if I can get into that arena. I really, really, really do. And I think when some people understand what I do and who I am, and my background and everything, I think it can be done very easily. And there's one thing I don't do, which is very unusual. Everybody says, why? I've never have pre-interviewed anyone. And I know little about them. So they look at me and they say, well, Ninon, don't you want to know something about me? I said, yeah, what do you do? So well, they say, well, I'm in the music business, or I've got a skin care thing, or I do real estate. And I said, that's all I have to know, because I know real estate very well. I know the beauty business very well. I guess because over the years, you know, you learn it. That's your trade, or my trade.
Yes.
That's awesome. One of the things that Scott and I do is, I've heard it called research, where you look a little bit into the person just to get bullet points. And that's what we look for, is bullet points of things to talk on. Because we have had, not in this case, we've had guests where they're not sure what to talk about. So we have a backup of.
I'm so confused.
And I don't know what to do. And I appreciate the fact that you can definitely carry it. That's why you can see, you'd be such a good lead in a situation where you would be interviewed.
Yeah, I don't mind when anybody throws at me for some unknown reason, but what I do is I watch a lot of the news. I read a lot of what's going on in day to day. I put, and this is not going to any particular station, it's just that I can find out stuff. Bloomberg I put on 12 o'clock at night. I get to know what's going on in Europe. I get to know what's going on in the stock market. I get to know what's going on I know what's going on in every country and every place. And to me, if somebody shoots me a question, you know, I probably would definitely have an answer one way or the other.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when do you think you'll start presenting yourself to?
I already have. It's already gone out there. Yes. In fact, I just sent funny you talk about this. Last week I sent out, I think it was to ABC. I sent them out a little bit of who I was last week. So we are treading on this sort of this ice. I hope it's thick enough and I don't fall in.
Right. Well, hopefully we can thicken it up a little bit for you. Get some of our listeners to start starting to buzz. We'll keep a track of what your progress is, and if there's places we have to send letters or things, we'll
Isn't that nice? This is the greatest thing
to
that happened to me. You know, this is really so sweet of both of you, Scott and Steve. Thank you so much for doing this for me, because this is really, I think this is sort of helps me into the middle America, although I'm on the internet and I have a lot of followers and a lot of people. And at the moment, we're trying to get ourselves up a little bit more, people listening to us on YouTube. So we're trying to get YouTube members. So anybody out there, please become a member of Vegas Live with Ninon.
Yeah,
YouTube.
I'm going to put the link on the bottom, so make sure that you guys head over there and you mash that subscribe button. That's one of the things we always talk about, is mash the subscribe button, mash the subscribe button. It's really important that you guys not only watch and enjoy the shows, but that you hit that subscribe button, because that's part of the metrics that they measure by.
Yes.
We love that you enjoy the content, but having those numbers there are what makes all the difference for us.
Well,
It does.
Now. Sorry, Scott.
Yeah.
No, I was just agreeing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just sitting here smiling. So every once in a while, while he's talking, I put in one or two words.
I get on my soapbox once in a while.
Does he allow you to talk?
Sometimes. It depends on the show.
Yeah, it depends on the show. But I think you two guys are great at what you do, actually. I think it's very natural. I think both of you are very, very easy to talk with.
Oh, you didn't have to add talk. Easy works.
But it's just very comfortable, and sometimes it's not. Where the interviews are not comfortable sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Because of the person doing the interview, you said, what are they going to say and do? Which I don't mind, because I can answer anything you want, whatever.
Well, that was one of the things. I'm going to let you guys in a little behind the scenes.
Yes.
When I talked to Ninon beforehand, I said, would you like a list of questions beforehand? And in some cases, I have given lists of questions beforehand. However, Ninon said, no, go for it. Anything you want, I can speak off the cuff. And you've done an awesome job at it. So I'd like to end with my favorite question, which is my toughest question, because the answer is easy, because you already know the answer. The problem is you don't know the question. When you're being interviewed, you ask a lot of questions. So I'm sure you've probably thought of every question. But my question to you is, what is the one question that you wish somebody would ask you in an interview? Go, why don't they ask me about this? Because I would love to talk about this. So what would that one question be?
That one question would actually be, is what do they think of themselves? Because I truly believe that what you think of yourself is what you're projecting out there. And I'm one of those people that can help them. I can tell them exactly, probably in 5 minutes, maybe 5 seconds, it might be just one answer of what to say out there. And I'd love them to ask that question.
Okay.
So yeah.
So would you like that individual to ask that question? So
you could go.
So for me or for anyone out there, what would be that one thing that I could do?
I think the one thing that people can do out there is start to actually love themselves and don't be inhibited about whom you are, because we are all born the same all over the world. We all come out the same with one breath. We all leave with one breath. And it's what we do in between. And we always seem to kind of knock ourselves. We don't have to knock ourselves. We are actually all the same. It's just a matter of, they always feel very insecure. I'm working with a woman right now, and it's so funny because she's always, well, I'm sorry, Ninon. I said, what are you sorry for? Why would you be sorry? And so I think people need to feel a little better about themselves. So, sit down, and I'm always saying sit down. Probably, I think your bedroom is the best place. Sit on the bed, because that's a place where you kind of relax for maybe 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, whatever the sleep time is. That's a place where it becomes very, very peaceful and very, very relaxing. And that's a place where you can really sort of get into yourself. Just love yourself, because whoever you are, whatever you are, you're great. And there's always something. There is something within you that you can do, that you're fabulous at.
Well, that's a great answer. And I think this has not only been an awesome interview and an awesome opportunity for Scott and I also. So thank you very much for that. But I think this might be the start of a great friendship. I really definitely now want to watch your show more.
I've hooked another one in.
Yeah, that's what it is. It took 2 more at least. But yeah, really enjoyable, great enjoyable time with you. The things you talk about in that positivity it fits into exactly what Scott and I are doing and what Scott and I are promoting. On Facebook, I tell everybody, I go, look, you're my friend on Facebook until you start being negative. And then unfortunately, if I'll tell you to knock it off and be positive, and if you're not, you're unfriended. And I apologize for that, but I can't have people who I call energy vampires around me.
We have to give a lot. And I would just have to give one message out there. If anybody really needs any help, especially the younger generation, they can get in touch with Scott and Steve, and they will get in touch with me, and I will help them one-on-one personally if they really need that help. I will do that.
Well, that's a great offer.
Yeah,
so
appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the interview. With that, I want to say thank you for watching.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision.
She was saying something, Scott.
It's a great life decision.
Yeah, it's a great life decision. Okay, now you can do it.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
then please subscribe, watch our other shows and channels. Make sure you check out the link on the bottom for Ninon. We're going to make sure you have all of her links down there so you can follow her, promote her. We want to get her to be anybody who's positive. We want to get them to the top, because that one person that you can help, just one person extra, that makes all the difference in the world, making this a better world. So with that, I want to tell you to live every day, and we'll see you at the next show.
have a good one.
Crazy. I just did amazing.